Hey, how you doing everybody? Welcome back to the second part of this short video. First video we were able to remove the mirror. Now we had to face the facts of patching the wall, the drywall. We're gonna have to patch these areas where the mirror was glued into the attached to the wall. We also gonna have to do this lining here. Most of the people are gonna tell you, oh, don't worry about it. All you have to do just patching here, patching there. By the time that you're patching 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 patches, might as well, we're gonna have to extend the patch like all the way here in order for you or anybody else not to see the patch after we're done patching. So first, we're gonna prep the area like always. We're gonna use a masking machine with 12-inch masking paper, 1.5-inch masking tape. You do need another one so you can do all the taping around. Some people will tell you, oh, don't worry about it, you can vacuum the whole thing afterwards. It's a mess. We're gonna be spraying the texture, we're gonna be shooting the texture with the spray pump, and it flies all over the place. So first thing is first, we're gonna do all the masking around. In this particular case, I forgot to mention in the first video, the reason why I removed the mirror in here is because there's a new counters in here. We also have to patch this edge in here because the counter was removed, so the drywall's been damaged. So since we have to do the patching here, it makes perfect sense to fix this at the same time, and then we will be repainting everything once we're done patching. And now we're gonna do the same thing with the medicine cabinet. So in this particular situation, I will not remove the medicine cabinet because I would rather do the masking, to be honest with you. It's a lot of work to start cutting these things, and then we're gonna be adding more caulking, more painting. So I'm just gonna use the same color that we have on the wall. So to me, it doesn't make no sense to remove the cabinet whatsoever. So that's it for the masking and the cabinet. I will be removing these outlet plates, the covers, and then I will do the masking on the actual outlets. And then I will remove these, not the whole fixture, but I will remove these pieces in here, the glass. So we're gonna move all the light bolts and all the screws and plates out of the area, then we're gonna come back and remove that thing. Like that, you see? Very simple. So 1 16th Allen wrench. You put it in here, and then you get the little tiny screw loose. And then this whole thing pops. We're not gonna worry about that. It's already been painted. No, it's not been painted. We can paint that. Remember, this is gonna cover that up, so you don't have to worry about that. Now that everything is almost ready for us to start messing with the drywall, last thing we're gonna be masking, it's the actual light fixture. So I'm gonna grab a little step ladder, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do the masking in there real quick. We're gonna grab the, I believe this is an 8-inch plate. We're gonna make sure that all this thing is on the wall. We need a flat surface. So you don't have to cut a hole. All you have to do is just remove all this glue. And this is why you have to do the masking. Look at this mess. I mean, we're still gonna have to clean with the vacuum the floor. So all of them are flat. They're ready for us to patch. So we're gonna go outside the house because I don't wanna make a mess in here. We're gonna mix the mud. We're gonna bring the 5-minute hot mud, and we're gonna apply that in here. And remember what I said about the line? We're gonna do this line also. Otherwise, this paint line will show through. So we're gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes or so. Okay guys, we're gonna do a quick second pass on this thing, just to make sure that that everything is pretty much ready to go. I mean, they were pretty flat, so they didn't require a whole bunch of material. So you don't have to do the whole wall. Some people will tell you, oh, you have to refloat the whole wall with this type of mud. That's a lie. You don't have to. As long as you leave these things flat, we're gonna be retexturing the area. We're not gonna do a second pass on the paint line because that was nothing. That's more than that. This is flat, so that's how we need it. So I'm gonna show you guys. We're gonna let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna come back. Okay guys, it's been more than 5 minutes. You don't want to let this thing completely dry. Why? You see these lines in here? Make sure that this thing is nice and clean, and you're gonna come back and you're gonna do that. Look, you're gonna get rid of all the excess in there, and you're gonna make it as flat as possible. You see? Some people will let it dry completely for a couple of hours, and they will come back with the sandpaper and do the sanding and make it flat. That also works. We're gonna get rid of this line all the way around the patches. This line is what most of the painters and drywallers will refer as a picture frame. Because if you just texture on top of this patch without removing this line, I don't care how good you are with the texture and the painting, this line will always show up through the new texture. So you're gonna grab your sponge and you're gonna get rid of that line. So the sponge has to be wet in order for you to do so. So you see, you don't want to get rid of the new texture that we applied in the line, but it's just the edge. Just a little bit on the edge. You're gonna do the same thing on the bottom, get rid of this line, and you're gonna do the same thing with the patches, all the way around the patches. This area, once it dries, it will be ready for us to start spraying the texture. I'm gonna go outside and clean the sponge. Look at all the stuff that you get on the sponge after you're done cleaning. So we're gonna come back and clean these three. Same way we did on this upper section, and this will be ready for us to start shooting the texture. For texture, you can go back to my video that I have on how to patch a hole in the drywall. It's gonna be using the same thing. We're gonna be using texture from Home Depot. I'm not promoting Home Depot in any way. You can use whatever you want. You can use all-purpose compound, and you can just add a little bit of water and mix it, and that's also a good type of texture. I will be using a professional sprayer. This is a compact size. You don't have to carry the 6-gallon compressor with the hose, and you don't have to carry on the stairs. So this is really handy, but you need to know how to work it. If you're not familiar with this thing, I will suggest just to do it with a hopper. You can actually use the little spray cans also, but I do not recommend to use that. We're gonna pour the texture into here, and then we're gonna put it all together and spray the texture inside. We're inside the bathroom. We're gonna, like I said, it's not 100% dry. This is dry, this is drying, but you can still spray the texture like that. So it's really important for you to regulate this nozzle or the spray tip. Look. So once you have it all uniform like that, it's fine. We're gonna come back. We're gonna do the knockdown to match the rest of the texture, and then we will let it dry, and it will be ready for us to paint. Plastic trowels, okay? This one's called Magic Trowel. I mean, you can get these things at the paint store, at the hardware store, and they're real nice to do this type of work. So you can go this way, horizontal, however you want, as long as you don't push too hard on the trowel, then you should be fine. So you can start at the bottom, and this is how you do the knockdown. Once you're done with one section, you're gonna clean this with the sponge, and you're gonna start all over again. This is how you do the knockdown. So as you can see, this is the original texture. It's been knocked down. And the texture that we are applying, once you're done with the knockdown, it matches 100%. Regardless of whether you use the trowel or let it dry and do the knockdown with the sanding sponge or sanding paper, after it's dry, before we do the painting, we're going to be doing a light sanding all the way. But this is pretty much it, guys. Take a look at that. And that will look really good once we're done painting. Even if the patch is not 100% dry, this is a little wet, but look, we can still touch it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the sanding. I love to use sanding sponges, like I said in my prior videos. This is a medium grit, and you're not gonna go crazy. We're gonna go a light sanding. In the edges, you do want to do a little bit more, so you can blend the patch with the texture. So the edges are gonna require a little more effort, but the patch itself, this is all it needs. So that's it. It doesn't feel rough, so it's ready for us to paint. We're gonna clean these. We're not gonna leave the paper. So we actually are gonna clean the old area before we do the painting. I don't like to do the painting like this, because once you start rolling and brushing, then all this debris is gonna stick into your roller, and then you're gonna have debris all over the place. We're gonna put it in the trash can. We're gonna come back with the vacuum. We're gonna clean this up. And then we're gonna do a little bit more of a masking, not a whole lot, not like we did right now. So some people will tell you, now you have to redo the masking all over again. It's not necessary. As long as you get enough coverage in order for you to do the painting, that's more than enough. This is how I like to do it. I just put a little bit of a 3-inch masking tape all the way around. And then we're gonna put some in here, okay? Okay? You're gonna put it nice and neat. Even if you have a little bit of a gap, if you can close that in, there's a little bit of a gap in there, okay? And let me tell you why. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you why. Just to avoid a little bit of the overspray. Nothing else is gonna get covered. If you're really good, if you take your time, if you're a little careful, you don't have to mask in here 100%. Okay guys, we have the paint that we use in this particular bathroom. All you need is just a regular brush. This is a 2.5-inch angle brush. You can use a flat one if you feel comfortable with. And this is all you need to do that painting on the wall. I like to wear gloves. I hate to get paint on my fingernails and then you have to spend like 30 minutes cleaning every single one of them. So I wear gloves to do painting. It's up to you whether you want to use gloves or not. So we're gonna start with all the edges, okay? So we're gonna do the brush part. Like I said, as long as you're careful, you don't have to worry about getting drips all over the place. So we're gonna wanna be careful not to paint anything that you're not supposed to be painting. So we're gonna go around the light, nice and easy, without getting paint in the light fixture. So as long as you're using good paint, you can do one coat and it will be perfectly fine, or you can let it dry, and if you don't feel comfortable with just one coat, you can let it dry, put the second coat, and it will make a big difference. It's really up to you guys. We're gonna grab our caulking gun, which is on the floor. We're gonna use just a regular white caulking. This is nothing special. This is good for 35 years. You can get that on the paint store, on the hardware store. I mean, even Walmart will carry caulking. So we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of caulking all the way on top of our tape, okay? So we're gonna put the caulking, and then we're gonna wipe the caulking, and then we're gonna paint over the caulking. And why are we doing all of that? Because that way our line is gonna be nice and clean. Once we remove the tape, it's gonna be really neat. We're gonna come back, we're gonna put the plates back together, we're gonna put the lights, we're gonna put the thing for the towel, and then we're gonna put the mirror back, and that's pretty much gonna finish this video, guys. This is the end of the project, guys. I hope you will like it, and I hope that you will give it a thumbs up. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one.